We on one.
I see you looking, but you are too impressed. You find me, drops radio. Now you real vibe, drive time, best. It's the Beyond the Show. You gon' listen for what you been missing, baby. Who you got for your radio? Got new entrepreneur, make my radio rock. From Atlanta to the Bay, man. The internet came in now the East and the West. Folks love what you're saying. And it's got the day. It's like I'm a brand new saying, love what you play. With the old and the new, the beat drops radio, the beat drops radio. The beat drops radio.
You are tuned into the Gerald Rose Show on the TheBeatDropsRadio, your top 40 pop and R&B station, the New Beat Atlanta, also 93.1 FM in Toledo, Ohio. What's going on, people? You know, we on in the morning over there. And I have special in-studio guest, Gerald Rose, the CEO and founder of New Order National Human Rights Organization. What's going on, man?
Oh, thanks for having me again.
Yeah, always. I look forward because I need to know what's going on in the community.
Always something going on.
Yeah, you got stuff going on here in Toledo, and
Miami,
everywhere.
Anniston, Alabama.
Look at you.
It's been a lot since the last time we've been in the studio. We just been moving around.
Yeah, I've been noticing you're doing all kind of stuff, and I want to get updates because you always give me updates.
No problem.
And then also too, I want to talk about family. You know, the role of the father. That's been on me for some time, and I mentioned that to you last time that I kind of wanted to delve into that a little bit. The structure of the family.
Right.
You know, and just looking at the history and where we are right now. And I'm going to ask you your thoughts on something I saw on Facebook today, too.
That's no problem.
Kind of heeds to what it is I'm talking about. So if you want to see everything that's happening as it happens, just go to TheBeatDropsRadio.com, click on Watch Live, and you'll be able to see us right there. The Q&A box is open. If you have any questions or comments, we will entertain them. The calling number is 404-826-9223. Again, 404-826-9223 is the calling number. For those of you all that know somebody that said, I just can't get in. I don't know what there's a listen line. They can just dial it. 401-347-0418. Again, 401-347-0418. That is the listen line. And if they say that's long distance like Jermaine did the other day, you can knock them in the head. Joker, we don't pay that no more. We pay long distance anymore.
I don't think so. Yeah. I think everybody got cell phones these days now. Yeah.
It's in your plan. I don't want to hear that ever again. That was the craziest crap I ever heard in my life. But we're going to play some old school music today. I'm in the old school kind of nostalgic type mode today.
Okay.
So we're going to do that.
Okay.
This is how we're going to kick it off. This is how we're going to.
What you about to do?
I'm about to work it out.
Oh.
Tell me, dog. We'll be back. Keep it live right here on the Bianca Burwell Show. Styles of Essence, located at 4454 Rockbridge Road, Slovakia, Georgia, open Tuesday through Saturday. They offer sewing, custom wigs, cuts, colors, and more. Attention licensed and professional stylists and barbers only. Styles of Essence has reached before. Contact Miss Tamika at 678-6. Have a great personality and connect well with people. It's an idea that you don't want to make a great show. Then contact the TheBeatDropsRadio and email your YouTube links, website, and contact information to TheBeatDropsRadio@gmail.com to set up an appointment today. At Quickly, as we are gearing up for the new year, expanding our network to include interesting, creative, fun, original, and captivating shows, and this just might be you. We are a family-friendly, top 40 pop and R&B station located in the Atlanta metro area. Now, if you don't live in the Atlanta area and have pre-recorded shows, we have time slots available for you too. Don't delay and email us today to TheBeatDropsRadio@gmail. You are tuned into the Bianca Burwell Show on the Beat Drops Radio, your top 40 pop and R&B station, the new beat of Atlanta. It's a wonderful day in Atlanta. After on yesterday, it just rained like hell. Did you see all that, Gerald?
I was too busy. I wish I could. But I heard about it, though.
Man, it was raining ridiculous. It didn't make no sense. The calling number is 404-826-9223. Again, 404-826-9223. And if you want to see everything that's happening as it happens, just go to TheBeatDropsRadio.com. Click on Watch Live. Watch Live. The Q&A box is open. What that means is, at the bottom of that screen, it says, join the conversation. You can click right there and type whatever it is that you want to type, and we'll be able to see it. It's about 20 seconds of leeway there. So it's like real time, but not quite. It's real close.
Bianca, I really give it up to you. You're doing a great job.
Well, thank you, sir. I
You're
appreciate
doing a wonderful job.
it. You know,
Especially from Toledo to my homegirl. They're doing it.
we're trying to do it. We're trying to do it. We're on in the morning there in Toledo at 93.1 from 7 to 9 a.m. and then again from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Okay.
We're on there twice.
Okay. I got breaking news for Toledo.
You do?
I'll tell you later.
All right, cool. A couple things I wanted to mention before we get started today, because I did want to talk about family and the role of the father in the family and all the things that have happened up to this point. It's just been weighing on me. You know, we appreciate everybody for tuning in. Even Vietnam is listening right now.
Wow.
Vietnam and Bangladesh. All right, so welcome, y'all. We appreciate y'all listening in.
Oh, yeah.
You never know.
You never know.
This is global, and people listen from everywhere.
That's good. That's good. But people need to know about this show.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I don't know if you knew about it, but there's all kinds of things happening on the political scene. And what we have is John Boehner. I saw this caption where he is planning to file a lawsuit against President Obama for over alleged abuse of the executive power. He's signed a lot of executive orders, and he feels as though that Barack Obama is not only abusing it, but then he's bragging about his abuse of executive orders. Now, I will say this. A person has to look at something like this. Consider that at this point today, if I'm incorrect, please let us know. But President Barack Obama has signed about 146 executive orders. And we've got President or former President Reagan that signed 381 executive orders, and we have President Bush that signed over 300 as well. So I think that's very interesting. And we have a caller on the line. Caller, what's your name and where you calling from? Caller, are you there? What's your name and where you calling from? They probably want them to just trying to go to the next one. Yep, no, not there. All right, call back. But I just find it, quite interesting about them speaking about the overuse or.
Now, Dion, you know what's really going on here. Come on, let's keep it real. Since President Obama been in office since 2008, it's been the most disrespected president of all time. Yes. You know why? Because his skin just as dark as mine. we know what's really going on here. Let's just speak real here.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm quite sure he knew that when he won the election.
Yeah, it was going to be a little special. There's going to be some pushback. They've tried, quite a bit of people have tried to find all kinds of things that they can
smart
get
brother.
on.
Him and his wife, very
they
smart.
Just can't get it. That him cheating on his wife. Incorrect taxes. You know, embezzling money.
What did MC Hammer used to say? Can't touch this.
Yeah. You know, I mean, he's going to make some decisions.
Right.
And you know, either way, whether you're Democrat or Republican, this stuff, and you know, people, blacks and Hispanics have said you haven't done enough to help our community. So he did, and we talked about it on a few days ago.
Right.
He instituted the My Brother's Keeper program,
right.
where you've got 8, 9 businesses that have come together and they've pledged hundreds of millions of dollars. Matter of fact, it's 150 million to date, and they pledged another 200 million for young black and Hispanic males.
I'm just glad that I'm living to see history. You know, because you never know. It might be a while before we have another black president. So at least I could say.
Yeah, I don't know.
Then again, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just a fact. Since 2008, this man has been disrespected. I remember when they had a Congress meeting when one of the U.S. congressmen just stood up and said, "President, you a liar." You remember that? During the State of the Union address? I mean, have you ever seen that?
No, never.
So we know what's really going on here. But you know what? To us, the people unite and come together and have some agendas and do things in our own community and start taking away from their community, start affecting them in the pocket, we'd be a powerful race. But we have to do that, Bianca.
You know, we had a gentleman call in a couple of days ago, Obadiah.
Okay.
And, well, he called in on yesterday, too. And every time that he calls in, we appreciate you, Obadiah, for being such a faithful listener. But what he expressed was something that I had not heard of, and you may have.
Okay.
And I don't want to veer too far away from what we're talking about, but I feel like it's, you know, it's in line. But he told us about Black Wall Street. Have you heard of that before?
Somewhat.
You know, and what he was expressing about Black Wall Street is he said that it was a community of African Americans that had come together, and money changed hands 12 times before it left the community. And that they didn't need the federal dollars, they didn't need any of the things that we have right now.
Right.
And ultimately that community was destroyed. I told him, I said, I'm going to have to look that up.
Right.
And find out a little bit
some
more
research.
About that. I'm just mentioning it because those who listen regularly, they heard Mr. Obadiah talking about Black Wall Street.
Okay.
But I just thought that was phenomenal.
Right.
You know, that something like that had taken place. It's not that it couldn't.
Right.
You know, establish a community. I think that might be something that Farrakhan was speaking of recently.
Right.
When he was in Detroit, I don't know the dates. The last time that they had it was I can't even think of the name of it right now, but they had a major event in Detroit where he's trying to collect a whole lot of money in order for to have a community that's just dependent on
our own.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I got you.
That's something that I saw that I just wanted to share that.
And I do believe in that, having our own.
Well, you know, supporting too, because you know, and I guess this is a good gateway into, you know, family. Right. And just looking at history, and I said it before, I'll say it again. There was a documentary that I saw not too long ago called Dark Girls.
Okay.
And it affected me, Gerald.
Okay.
And I was just looking at it like, man, and the parts of it that affected me was this. There was a young lady on there that put things in perspective, and what she said was, what you have to remember is, from 16, she did like this, from 1619 to 1865, that's slavery. And it was 1864, but 1865 when people really found out about the emancipation proclamation that slaves were free. Okay, you got 1619 to 1865. And then from 1865 to 1964, we done both.
Okay.
So then you've got from 1964 to 2014, it's only 50 years that we've been able to vote.
It's not that long.
No, it's not.
Not that long.
50 years. My brother is 50. Just saying.
Right.
So just looking at that, I was like, you know what? That put some things. I'm just one of those visual people that I need, You know, we all learn differently. Now, in that time frame, what we've had and what we've experienced is the gnawing away or eroding of family. What I mean by that is the male being taken away from the family and the mother raising the children, not by choice, but it's just that's how that thing happened. We look at slavery, you know, families were torn apart.
Right.
And that's history.
Right.
And these are things that you guys can, if you're in the Atlanta area, some of you are not, but if you ever come down to visit the Atlanta area, we just had a civil rights museum that just opened up.
I've seen that.
On the 23rd. And that I thought was really cool. I do plan on taking the kids. And for those of you all that don't know, it is located on Ivan Allen Jr. Boulevard. And children from the age of 3 to 12 is $10 to get in. For seniors, senior citizens and students with valid ID is $13, and for adults, we pay $15. And to me, I feel like that's worth it.
That's right.
To go and look, they follow John Lewis around, and he was just looking at all the things, and he was saying, man, you know, just to see all of that and seeing the people, the mug shots.
Right.
And he said, those are people that I went to jail with, you know, and struggled with, you know, that was family.
Right.
You know, we went through quite a bit just to get to where we are right now. And I also want to say this, too, because we've had folks to call up here or even Antonio talk about how, you know, with the Holocaust, that's something that you see Holocaust museums and they want folks to know, look, this is where we came from, this is what happened, and all of that as a community, and they make sure that they're sure to understand where they came from. And I said, well, you know what? Now we have a civil rights museum that's right here in the Atlanta area, and there are some more that are pledged to open.
And I could tell when I first moved to Atlanta, the first thing I did is went to the King Center.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's sad part about that? There's some people here in Atlanta that live here that's never been to the King Center. I don't understand. I don't even know where Auburn Avenue is. That's very disrespectful. I'm serious.
That live here?
That's correct.
Oh, that's crazy. That's the very first. I mean, when we used to come down.
I'm not lying to you. I mean,
visit. That's the spot.
You know, but then you celebrating this man's legacy, Dr. King, but then you live here in Atlanta. You haven't even paid a visit down there.
Wow. Or
don't know where it's at.
Wow.
You know, that was my first instinct to do.
Exactly.
I was excited.
Yeah.
I
was like, where the house at?
That's right.
And we walked this, that's cool. We just walked because the bus was full or whatever they had going around, it was full, so we just walked.
That's right. But one thing I hate Auburn Avenue, it could be cleaned up better as well.
Mm.
You know, I think it should be Hall of Walk of Fame like it is in Hollywood. The most cleanest street in LA. So Auburn Avenue need to be cleaned up. I mean, it's a lot of homeless people down there, but I do understand Dr. King fought for the home, you know, for the poor people and all that. But me personally, I think that street need to be a gold mine. No excuse. No excuse.
I think the Beltline is coming close by there. I'm not sure, but the Beltline, I think, is coming somewhere close by Auburn Avenue.
Right. Because that's a historic street. I mean, very historic. You know, so I ride down there several times just to clear my mind and think. I might go in front of the King Monument, get on my knees and kind of pray and you know, and say that, hey, I can never replace Dr. King, but at the same time we can continue to live his dream. You know, because we're the future. You know, but our people need to wake up. I don't understand that we are under attack, especially black men. I talked to a mother on the phone today that we was mentoring at the alternative school. Found out he went to left field again. You know, but he's crying for help. No dad was in the house. So the topic that you're about to talk about is very important because, you know, the mom and dad was there. You know, but I do understand that if the dad is not there, you still have single moms in play. But I feel that as parents, our rights has been taken. I believe in whoopings, but I don't believe in child abuse. If you know what I mean.
Okay.
I was afraid to get a whooping.
Yeah.
You whoop your child these days, they call them defects.
Right.
You know,
Crazy.
They took paddles out of school. So basically what I'm saying is kids are not afraid no more.
No.
They're not afraid.
And they say, you know, they challenge you like, hit
That's
me.
right.
I'll call 911. Like,
that's right.
Trying to make it to the phone.
But you ever heard that saying, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. Now
Yes,
you're going to be in some courtroom in front of a judge dressed in orange or blues.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
So you better discipline your child.
You got to. Keep it locked right here on the Bianca Burrow Show. We got a lot that we're going to be talking about. As you can see, we done kicked it off. 404-826-9223. One Nation under a group.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Bianca.
network, and plug into the World Wide Web in our relaxing atmosphere. Located in Northeast Atlanta, the Web Zone Cyber Cafe offers a convenient and enjoyable location to check your email, surf the internet, print, scan, fax documents, and make copies, all in one location. Visitors can connect to the internet using our high-speed computers and receive online assistance at no additional charge. Our 1,500 square feet cyber cafe is staffed with highly qualified and knowledgeable trainers. Ask about our mobile training for seniors program. We deliver up to 8 internet-ready computers to your community center and train seniors to effectively use the computer and safely surf the internet. Visit us online at www.thewebzoneatl.com or call 770-465-4000 for more information and rates. The Web Zone. Get away and get online.
What's up, ATL? It's your boy, TheBeatDropsRadio. We're on the 10-Pack Maxing Radio Show, Big Baby, a brand new show for your community, Big Baby. And it's live right here on WBBE.
The boy Dan be back soon.
Is that right?
Can't wait, man.
7 p.m. and on Saturdays noon to 1 p.m. We want to keep it locked right here on WBBE with your boy, TheBeatDropsRadio. Hey, what's that I hear playing on your tape?
The Bianca Burwell Show. What's going on, y'all? We are enjoying the conversation here on the Beat-Drops Radio. Tune in and watch us live on TheBeatDropsRadio.com. Click on Watch Live. You'll be able to see everything that's happening. The calling number is 404-826-9223. Again, 404-826-9223. I have my esteemed in-studio guest with me today, Gerald Rose, the founder and CEO of New Order National Human Rights Organization right here in the Atlanta area.
You had me jamming, boy.
Yeah.
Parliament.
Yeah.
Juicy Few. I mean, you was bringing back old days.
I got some more for you, too.
Oh, okay.
I got some more. I love playing that old school.
Oh, we got to.
I love playing that old school.
Got to.
Now, we were talking about, the family and the structure of the family. And there are a couple of things that I wanted to talk about because what I alluded to previously is the structure of the family and how, especially in the Black community, that the family just has been torn apart constantly.
Right.
And so now we've gotten to a point where even the government has rewarded women for keeping the man outside of the home. And what I mean by all these programs, they might have WIC or welfare.
Right.
Just all kinds of, there are other programs too where if the man is in the house, you will be denied.
Why?
They don't want the man in the house.
That's
they
the problem.
want you to be dependent upon the government rather than looking, that's just the craziest crap.
The man should be in the house because I do understand the mother could discipline the child, but when it comes to a boy especially, that man need to be there.
I think the man.
I should say man and woman. So I shouldn't be.
Having that balance.
That's correct.
The balance is necessary, and I think that's the problem with a lot of the children that we see coming up now. They don't have that balance. They didn't have that balance.
Right.
And for a young man, to me, I mean, as a woman and a mother, I have a son. And after he reached about 4 years old, that was about it.
Right.
As far as I was concerned. Of course, I'm going to teach him some things, about being respectful and encouraging him in school and things of that nature. But as far as teaching him how to be a man, I can't do that.
That's
I'm not
correct.
a man.
Male do that.
His father, does that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he does the rough housing, the throw him in a while. Of course, I'm off to the side like, ooh, but I don't want to be a punk.
But what's funny? Me growing up, and my mom and dad, my dad was the head of the household, but my mom ran the show.
Yes.
She did the whoopings.
All right.
So it's funny, but I do understand, where you're coming from because you hear that male voice.
Oh, it's something different.
So when my mom called me or my dad called me and said Gerald, but when they say Gerald Emerson, I'm in trouble.
Right.
Now, I might have mentioned this on your show before, but I do understand it. Just the fact I was afraid of my parents in a way, but not afraid. But these days, like kids don't even. it's like a joke. You know, and that's the reason why the situation is right now. Very disrespectful.
Extremely disrespectful, because they just haven't been taught the things necessary. The man has always been revered as the provider, the protector, you know, the head of the household, you know, and him being the head. Now, y'all don't all my women, just relax, because what we're talking about is how the family unit was originally structured.
Correct.
You know, and with the man as the head of the household, and then you have the woman and the children representing that body. That's one unit. You got a head and you have a body. That's it. You know, and we look to that man to you know, do the things necessary for the sustaining of the house, and making sure that the decisions that were made were good for the house, and upbringing that the son knew how to be a man. And how to go out and be responsible, and also too for the daughter. Now, for the daughter, you know, you had somebody to look at as, this is how a man is supposed to treat me. You know, and for a female, you know, looking at my dad never cussed around me ever. I never heard a cuss. Now I'm pretty sure he did, but he didn't do that in front of me. You know, he always treated me with respect. He used to call me his little duck.
Well, you know, you always hear that saying that the son is very protective of the mama, and the little girl is protective of their daddy.
Daddy, little girl.
You're right, spoiled. Like now, my daughter's in Virginia, and she's 19, but I call her every day. She's like, Daddy, leave me alone. That's that protection. You know, because my sister got away with a lot of stuff. We might do the same thing, but since she was a girl, she got away with a lot of stuff. And I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just necessary, you know, because having that good relationship, then that's the example. Now, when you remove the father out of that picture, now the young lady, she doesn't know how a man is supposed to treat her because he's not there. She's looking for acceptance from that male figure, you know, someone to love and accept her. And then that's how the female goes from male to male to male, because she doesn't have that.
I think this is a setup to incarcerate more people, especially our black men. I'm being honest with you, Bianca. I mean, this thing, they do stuff on a sneak tip. And this just might just be just to lock another person up, especially black men. Now, females is doing some crimes as well now, you know, but I just feel as far as the black male, I think it's a setup. You heard about the young man went to jail for paying too much child support?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you can research that.
How do you go to jail for paying too much?
Now, what kind of example is that? And you can Google that. I don't know the person's name, but I know it came down my Facebook page, and I thought it was a virus at first, but it's true. I think it maybe happened somewhere on the East Coast where he was paying too much child support, and he's locked up now.
Too much child support?
That's correct. When you get a chance, try to do your research. Try to do your research on that.
Too much child support lands you in jail.
That's correct. So I don't know what happened at the beginning of the process, but I know that did occur here, only in America.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. You know, even if I gotta do that on the break, I'm gonna look that up, sir.
No problem.
Because that's crazy. Why would you? I can see locking somebody up for not paying child support at all.
On our break, we go research it. I guarantee you, we come back on the air, you go like, Gerald, he was right.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. So yeah, the pulling the man out, and then the son.
So why do you think they're doing it on your? What is your opinion on that? Because everyone has an opinion. Why you think they're?
You want my honest opinion?
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you my honest opinion. Again, this is my opinion.
Okay.
When you take the man, okay, I alluded to it a little bit earlier about slavery, and that's an old institution, right?
Right.
Old institution. Therefore, it's no longer valid. What do we do with old technology? Do we keep it, or do we throw it away? If it's something that you don't use anymore, and if you don't have the man around, therefore the population of that race dies. If you encourage him to say it's okay. Now, this is my opinion. I'm saying it, and whatever, you don't like it.
Right, right.
But you know, if you encourage the turning to one another as opposed to the one that's set up to bring about life, you know, then there's the further dying out of the race. If you turn your eyes towards the killings, like Chicago, the constant, then that's the destroying of the race. So that's an old institution that has no value in today's market like it used to from 1619 to 1865. And if you don't have it anymore, then, you can care less whether it survives or not. Bye.
Me personally, I think it's a setup. I just feel because I talked to a mother today, father's not in the home, the young man is out of control, very out of control. He's in Arkansas right now. She had to send him away. And I told him, told her, once he come back for summer's over, I'd like to speak to this young man. But because I asked her, I said, why do you think your son is doing it? Is he crying for love? First thing she said, father wasn't at home. So again, we do know that's part of the problem, but we can't keep using the excuse to discipline your child. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because when we had this young man under New Order's wing, he changed his life. I'm gonna be honest with you, the mother didn't work with us, Bianca.
Really?
Now she called me every now and then. He's out of control. But when we had him under control, and she even told me, now she's pregnant now. I don't want to put her business out there, but her son said, why are you pregnant again? Basically what he said, if you're not handling your business with me, why you want to bring another baby into this world? Right. First thing she said, I'm grown. I got 2 degrees. I got 2 houses. I mean, she talking to him like a friendship, not talking like a mother and child. You know what I mean? I could not talk to my mother like that.
Not at all.
I wouldn't be here.
They didn't play that. They did not play that whatsoever.
Talking like a friendship matter.
It's something I'm looking for. I'm going to find it for you because it was a posting that I saw that I could not believe, and it was talking about the family. And what it showed was images of a white family and a black family. And, of course, the black family,
I can imagine
the man was missing. And
so in so many words, it was telling the truth.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was showing that the man missing.
Okay.
And I think it was like a 4-baby sling. Some of you guys may have seen it on Facebook. 4-baby sling that you can put around.
Right.
And for the white family, okay. All right. So thank you, Rodney. He said the man that was jailed for paying too much child support is there in Houston, Texas.
I told you I didn't make this up. I told you. And I come to your show, Bianca. Everything New Order says is true. And like I said, we're gonna need to really Google that, our next break. But that's what's going on.
Yeah.
And that is crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, that is crazy. That's absolutely crazy stuff I've ever seen. But I'm gonna find it. I knew I should have sent it to you when I saw it initially.
Okay.
But with the white family, it was the mom, the father, and the baby in the sling,
smiling.
And then for the black family, or there's the single mother.
Angry? Was she looking angry?
No, she was not. It was a product that they were selling for the baby slings. And they were like, wait a minute now, seriously? Is that what we're putting out there? That's the expectation.
You know what? It ain't always like that though.
No, it's not. We
can't keep putting out the negative stuff for our people, because I don't do that. When I go speak and do that and stuff, I know we have some negativity, some things. We got some issues going on in our community, but I always talk positive.
Exactly.
Because if you continue to talk negative and put in our young people's minds, they're going to act out on that, if you know what I mean.
Okay, we got one more. Okay. Yeah, the baby sling, the white lady actually had a Hispanic husband. Was it Hispanic? He did look white. Thank you, Rodney. I appreciate that.
Body looking out for this.
Yeah, yes, and I appreciate that, man. I'm over here. You see me struggling trying to.
I ain't mad at you.
Or you trying to look it up like I know I saw it. I should have said thank you. And that way people know I am telling the truth.
Oh yeah.
That it is out there. We can't see it. And there are a couple things that I was looking at too.
Okay.
Gerald, if I can share it with you, the impact of the mother-father relationship and the child outcomes. This is some information I found that I wanted to share.
Okay.
And it says a father who has a good relationship with the mother of their child is more likely to be involved and to spend time with their children, and to have children who are psychologically and emotionally healthier. I think we can agree with that because they got.
Because one thing I do know, kids are not stupid, because even though they're young and the mom and dad is not seeing eye to eye, they know something is going on. They can feel it in the atmosphere.
Right.
You know, so like I said, you should never argue in front of your kids.
That's just not good.
You shouldn't do no well, I don't believe in domestic anyway, but you should never hit nobody in front of your kids, because see, they will grow up and be like that.
And that leads to this
so
right here.
Right.
To what this too, it goes on further saying fathers who treat mothers of their children with respect and deal with conflict within the relationship in an adult and appropriate manner are more likely to have boys who understand how to treat women and who are less likely to act in an aggressive fashion towards females. Girls with involved, respectful fathers see how they should expect men to treat them and are less likely to become involved in violent or unhealthy relationships. In contrast, research has shown that husbands who display anger, show contempt for, or who stonewall their wives, like silent treatment and other kind of stuff, are more likely to have children who are anxious, withdrawn, and antisocial.
That's true.
Everything that they see, you know, and I just can't stand to see this, y'all. I am speaking from a place from seeing this. One pet peeve of mine with women who will use their children as pawns against the father.
Can I be real with you on that?
Who cut off communication or tell their kids untruths about their father to try to.
So you're saying women shouldn't brainwash their children?
Do that. Let the child, if you're not together with that man, let the child make that decision on their own. But don't, because what happens is, and I've seen it up close and personal with my oldest brother, and I'm saying it, yes, I am.
Well, I got something to say too. I understand where you're coming from.
That, you know, I'm on the sideline. Of course, you know, my brothers, we're a close family. And to see it happen again and again, now the family suffers too, because because you've made a decision for that child to not have a relationship with their father, which we know is critical, is crucial. You have made that decision and you've told your children. I'm not talking about just my family. I'm talking about women abroad that have taken the time to down talk, disrespect, badmouth that father that they need in their lives. Because as they get older, it's apparent that they are missing that balance. They're out of balance. They need their father. That's the yearning for your father, because it's obvious in how you function day to day. Now, I'm not talking about those that have lost their fathers and have passed away. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about mothers who have children that the father wants to be a part of their life. Broke up. And they're not together. Right. They saying, well, your father never wanted to be with you. Correct. Your father gave you away. Your father act like he disowned you. That type of crap right there. Because what that does is that roots evil and disdain and disrespect and anger within that child toward the father that's unwarranted. So they end up holding that all the way until they become adults. And instead of taking a step back, now this is the thing too. Now with the children, I got to address that I'm talking about they're now young adults. Right. You see the mess that your friends have done because it's been repeated. Don't look at that situation that you've seen with your own friends, with baby mamas and baby daddies and all that other kind of stuff, because you've seen it yourself, and exclude your mama like she didn't do. So, like she's incapable of doing something like that. Right. You're going to have to look at things realistically. And if you really want a relationship with your father, forget all that other kind of stuff and have a relationship with your father, because you've obviously missed it. Right. You hit it right on the nose. I've been there and done that with my own son. Been there and done. My son's come down, and it gets me a little teary-eyed sometimes when I talk about it. So, you know, because I've been there and done that. But you know what? My son does not understand. You know what I mean? I tried to explain to him what happened. God is my witness. He know what really happened. And it happened to me. My son's come down every time. He was 9 years old, and my son broke something
at my dad's house. As a grandfather, what you do, you discipline.
Yeah, that's
all right?
good.
You know, she thinking, again, that we mistreated him. Make a long story short, Bianca, you hit it right on the nose. I went through that, and then my son started getting into the streets, you know, and when he came down here, you know, he stayed with me, but again, that mentality, you know, you wasn't there. You wasn't there. You know, you wasn't there. You know, and it seems he don't know what happened back in the day, and he cannot let it go. You know, but I love my son. I keep reaching out to him, and he got in trouble in Toledo one time. Since it was my son, I was blasted all over the news. It's on the internet. I don't hide nothing. You know, because when you're in the public eye, whatever comes to dark does what?
Oh, it comes to light.
Like, you know what I mean? Like if I try to run for office and all that type of stuff, things come out. But you hit it right on the nose. You know, so but now my son has a child now. You know, and he's kind of like slowed down. But I understand where you're coming from. My family knows what I'm talking about. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. But man, you hit this. I'm glad I came in here because I needed to hear that because that's what's going on. They're brainwashing these kids, you know, and then when they get it, that's correct.
The father, and that's never healthy and never has been healthy. A child needs both the mother and the father. They need them in their lives. They really do. And once you have made that decision for them that you don't want their father in there. Now look, at one point in time you was cool with him. I'm talking to the women now. At one point in time he was the man. Otherwise you wouldn't have been with him and the evidence wouldn't be the child that's there. So at one point in time you saw something in that man. So because your relationship did not work out does not mean that you make the decision for that child to not have a relationship with their father, and that's terrible. That's
what's going on. And I have never talked negative, you know, my kids about their mother. I won't do that. That's just let the kids judge for themselves.
If you know what I mean? The father is toe up, let the kids see that. Let him make the promises and break them. Don't you step in there. You know what I'm saying? And like, see, I can't stand your daddy. And he ain't never want to be. Don't. All of that.
See, that's going to continue when they get older.
When they get older,
they're going to do the same thing.
Frustration, and
and anger,
You know, a lot of that stuff being unwarranted, and you know, and it has brought me to tears just seeing my brother go through the craziness that he's going through.
He went through it too. He's going through it now, or
he went through it, and is still going through it.
That's how it is.
You know, with you know, some of his children, it's like, well, you wasn't there, and I don't need no father. Really?
That's not true.
I'm sorry, I hate to be putting that out there like that, but this is something that's been.
You got to get it off your chest.
Yeah,
it's
aggravating.
You got to be real with your listeners. What's really going on out here? And I respect that.
Man, and to be sitting by as the auntie and the sister, you know.
And just put this out there: my son's mother and my sister got in a fight because it was to the point that she took my son from the whole Rose family. And my sister loved my son. They got into a physical fight back in the day. Turned around, what happened was, which is funny now, in fact it wasn't funny, so what happened was my baby mom, she's so smart or whatever. So what she did is she played it for many years like everything was cool. So I went and I dropped my son off to my baby's mom, right? Like I said, my baby's mom thought that everything was cool. When we got over there, he was younger, but I wouldn't do it in the water. We got jumped on by her family.
No.
But she played it for years, like, oh, everything is cool and all that. But she set that date up. Guns was pulled or whatever, you know. Yeah, and then police got involved, you know, and I put her in jail. You know what I'm saying? But that was back then or whatever, you know, back then and all that. So I do understand what you're talking about. I've been there and done that.
Yeah.
You know, it was taking
the father is necessary. The father is necessary. And you see it as that child gets older and even the decision making, you know, it's because of that yearning that they did not have that balance.
One thing you have to be honest, you know, I'm not perfect, but I will be honest. You know, like I said, the situation at hand that happened back there, I sit back and think about it. Wow. I remember the happy times, you know what I'm saying? But it was constantly arguing going on with the mother, and she used my son to get back at me because she knew I loved my son. And it hurted me. It still hurts me. because he still has that anger in him.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I try to talk to him, he don't want to listen.
Mm.
You know,
Sad situation.
So I'm glad we're talking about that.
Yeah,
I
had to address it.
right.
Well, we got some updates coming.
Oh
what's
my!
going on with New Orleans? So keep it locked right here on the Beat Drops Radio. You know, I still got to roll with some old school, right? You know, I got to do it. So
Gotcha.
Parliament.
Oh.
Keep it locked right here on the Bianca Rose Show. That's commercial playing right there.
Oh. I like that. I like that.
You are tuned into the Beat Drops Radio, the Bianca Burwell Show on the Beat Drops Radio. Yes! 93.1 FM in the morning in Toledo. I'm enjoying this conversation.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
This is something that people have, still on New York. New York is tuned in. Appreciate y'all.
New York City.
York.
Never been there. Like to go there.
No.
Oh, no, never.
Dude! I almost moved there. It was between New York and Atlanta.
Okay.
It was between New
That's
York
a city that never goes to sleep, man.
Man, but I tell you what, my first winter was the last, and South I came.
So you get cold in New York than here
it was worse.
like in Ohio?
It was worse than
Okay. I know Green Bay, Wisconsin, all up Minnesota. Ooh, I know it's cold up here as well.
It forced me with y'all. I can't. It was snowing. We wait till it finished snowing.
Right.
You can't do it.
Right.
You got to shovel while it's snowing. Otherwise, you ain't getting out your house and you ain't driving your car.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
Well, we've been talking about family and the role of the father. We got some updates that we're about to get into here shortly with New Order.
Oh, yeah. Plenty of updates.
Got a whole
lot going on.
But
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I want to say this real quick. And hola to Argentina. We appreciate you. I don't know what you're saying, but I understand hola and that you're in Argentina. Thank you. If you want to see everything that's going on, just go to TheBeatDropsRadio.com, click on Watch Live, and you'll be able to see what's happening and join in the conversation there. One thing I wanted to focus on, too, before we moved off of this, and we can keep the conversation going on future shows, because apparently this is something that is a hot topic,
yes,
and people are interested in talking about. But dispelling the stereotype of the low-income father, I want to talk about that, too, just for a quick second. It's very important for anybody, especially these caseworkers, that have to deal with, low-income urban fathers, and thinking that, or putting that stereotype on them, like they're disengaged or they're uninvolved with their children, or they don't want to be involved, and just bashing the low-income father. These fathers do care. There's a lot of them that do care about their children and want to be involved, and they may show their love in ways that apparently they don't appreciate or understand. But too often professionals may assume that the low-income father who does not live with his children and is uninvolved and unconcerned, and this can push a father away from his family even more, which is the exact opposite of what a caseworker is supposed to be doing. I'm just saying.
Me personally, again, it kind of brings back memories. My son is older now, but the brainwashing and the disrespect and things like that. A real man will be hurt, and I'm still hurt. But if you just don't care, you'd be like, oh well. But if someone really loved their kids, and you've been there and you went through that, I mean, it was the point I was crying every day.
That's a hurtful thing.
Yeah. So if you love your child, so I'm not gonna sit there in front. Yes, it was a painful thing because I had, we was real close. But you just get taken away from you like cold turkey. Like, how you smoke cigarette, you just go cold turkey.
Right. Like what?
Right, it was like cold turkey. And no, you're not seeing, and then you're paying child support. And you're not seeing your son. And I know I could have fought harder than that or whatever, and I was guilty of some things as well. But the constantly arguing this and all that, just the fact it was a burden. It was the only thing I could do was just pray every day. But one of my members, if you don't mind,
Miss
Devin Files in Toledo, she sent me a message, said, what about both parents are present but are still absent, cause of dysfunction within the home and abuse, etc. So she's saying, what if both parents are still in the home, but the home is dysfunctional and abuse is going on? How do we resolve that?
They need to recognize they have a problem,
right?
You know, and it's affecting everybody. And more than likely, I could be wrong, but more than likely, when you have a family unit that they're together and there's still dysfunction that's happening, they probably came from dysfunctional families as well, and they don't know how to handle conflict. They don't know how to handle raising the child and how to speak and all of that in front of them.
Me personally, that's the reason why beat if you're unhappy, because that can affect kids as well.
Yeah, it does.
So I think you need to go your separate ways and
Sometimes
handle your kids right. But if you do go your separate ways and you're still going through that, you know, and the mom is not letting you see your child, you know, this is me personally. You know, I can't sit there and judge everybody else's situation. But me personally, what I went through, with God know what I really went through, you know, it was a painful moment. So kids do know if parents are in the home, they argue, they're unhappy.
Yeah.
You know, and they go in their bedroom, put their head down, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah, that's a lot
arguing.
That's a lot more child process.
Yeah, so
thank you, Dave. He put up there, I'm watching you. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, but that's a serious topic. It's a serious subject. You know, and of course, we can't talk about everything as a whole in one sentence. So maybe this is something we got to continue explore moving forward. That, you know, the family unit is just negative. It is something that has been perpetuated over years. Where we, you know, stop looking to the father and to provide, and stop looking to the father or wanting the father out of the house. This is crazy stuff I've ever seen in my life. He's very important. You know, I have a very good relationship with my father and with my dad. Okay. And I say it that way because, you know, my father, I love him to death. He's out there, my biological father out there in California. And he and my mother had gotten a divorce when we were young. And then we have Pops, which is Henry Matthews, that stepped in and, you know, the respect is there. Yeah, the respect on both sides. You know what I'm saying? That we appreciate having them in the house. Dave Tom is crazy. He talking about he's the pappy. Yes, you are, because I know he stepped into the situation as well, and he's raising a young man. That's his son. Okay. That's what he told me. This is my son. Gotcha. You know, and the children appreciate that. When a man can step in, one thing that woman has got to realize: do not discount the father of that child, the biological father. They want to have a relationship with him, and there's that yearning to know where you came from.
Some fathers don't want to have a relationship now. Yeah. We have to mention that, but the ones that want to
have it, don't
suffer.
Yeah, don't cut that. Right. Don't do that, because you could have the exact opposite where they just said bump the child and roll on. But when you got a man that wants to be a part, regardless of whether you like him, quote unquote, anymore or not, we need to let them have it, because eventually you got to wrap back on you. All right. So what's going on in New Order?
First of all,
you're gonna
this is a tradition.
You're gonna maybe have to change the mood of the music to make sure that it reflects the stuff, because it's upbeat stuff, right? Oh yeah. You know what I'm
Very upbeat. First of all, I must give my New Order family a shout out.
All right. What you mean?
I love them. Columbus, Ohio, John Drummond. Toledo, Ohio, Lucy Diaz, Tracy Scott, Devon Fowles, Christopher Adams, Home Front, Atlanta, Georgia. It's too many to name, but I love them as well. But I know I can. And then, of course, Oxford, Mississippi, Joan Redmond, Tracy Williams. I love y'all. Without them, I know I am New Order. Without them, it won't be no New Order, because business has picked up all over
knocking it out.
The nation.
What you got going on?
I was just in Alabama, Anniston, Alabama, stood on the steps of the courthouse of Alabama addressing KKK flyers. Has been distributed all over the city of Anniston. I received a phone call saying, can I stand with some other community leaders? Of course, because it's unity. So me and my vice president went down to Anniston to be a part of that. But you know what? I was dissatisfied because the mayor and the chief of police and the sheriff promised to be at that press conference. No call, no show.
What?
I don't play that here in Atlanta. We had a town hall meeting last night. All the law officials was there. So they was very disrespected You know, so, but I did get a follow-up phone call today. I'm being invited to Jacksonville, Alabama, to have a town hall meeting. But I'm not going if these officials not going to be there. You know, that's very disrespectful. We got a situation going on at Dillard's in Toledo, Ohio, where a young lady was racially profiled. We got involved. We have contacted the headquarters in Little Rock, Arkansas. Let them know that there are some demands, you know, and or else, and else is coming. Because me and you both know, being from Toledo, Ohio, Franklin Park Mall has been having some racial profiling for years. Back when my dad was marching from Robinson Junior High School, marching down Monroe Street to demand results at Franklin Park Mall. You know, we want to know how many minorities are in higher office as far as supervisor positions, not just on the floor as salesperson. You know, so we got that going on. We just got a case in Miami, Florida, where a young lady was racially profiled in Walmart. Now, let me remind you, we got to do our research first.
Right.
Okay? But we're looking into that situation. Of course, we have a situation going on with our own members. Joyce Pryor, her son was murdered back in 2008, where they had one of the highest profile attorneys here in Atlanta. That money, we feel that money is being exchanged and has been delaying and delaying and delaying the court. Yes.
How many years?
Since 2008, where her son was murdered, was put in the car.
You told me about that.
We're still fighting that. Yes.
I was wondering what the outcome was.
We're still fighting that, you know, and I am praying for Joyce Pryor.
Can you say one more time what happened with her son?
What happened was her son was home from college, you know, went over to their friend's house, and they said that he was accidentally shot. Okay, but you accidentally shot, but you riding around in a car with a dead body. You dropped the body out on the street to die. Is that accidental? The mother was a part of the crime. She covered up. She ended up getting off this case. And what's sad about it, we met with the DA and with the lead investigator. They admit we dropped the ball. I'm not taking that. But now you have these high-profile defense attorneys where we feel money's being exchanged behind the closed doors. Why you not been back to court?
That's crazy.
A lot going on, you know.
Like that happened right here?
Yes. You know what? Fulton County. Cobb County with that, they'd be locked under the jail. And they still walking around as free, you know. So it's so much going on. And like I said, we had a town hall meeting last night about the ongoing shootings that took place on Franklin Road. You know, so one thing I can say is that when New Order hears something, we're not sitting on TV, oh man, that's messed up. We're reacting right away. We called Deputy Chief Duvall, Chief Flynn of Marietta. We need to meet with you. Me and my advisor, Mr. Mark Bell. Mark Bell, I miss you in the studio, by the way.
Yes, indeed.
We was in their office within 24 hours addressing this issue, what is really going on. You know, but the police can only do so much. It starts at, and like I said, it starts at home. It goes back to the topic that the father's not at home and kids are out of control. Now we want to keep using that excuse, but that's a lot what's going on. You know, so wow. I mean, calls are coming in. You know, it's just amazing on how us as a people are torn apart.
There we are.
Are torn apart. But one of my members, they called you today. There's a backup agenda coming. But you got to run with this program. You can't be afraid of it. Putting stuff back in our own community. You know, so I just can say that within the last 2 weeks since I've been here, I've been ripping and running. You know, on July 4th, I'm going to Lima, Ohio to speak at a basketball camp. But to let them know, you're not going to, I mean, there's only one LeBron James. There's only one Kobe Bryant. So my message to them that you need to stay in school, get your education. But I'm only an hour away from Toledo. And I am going up there. This is breaking news. If everything works out, my spokesperson, Derek Henderson, which he's going to be back, and Mark Bell, my advisor, going up to Ohio to address this Dillard situation. Because it's sad when someone got to make a phone call all the way to Atlanta, Georgia, to get justice for this family. So I will be coming to Toledo after my event in Lima, going up to Toledo to address this issue at Dillard's, because now I'm upset because Miss Files, first lady of a church, her husband is a pastor, was just in Dillard's shopping for a Father's Day gift for her husband.
Yeah.
First thing she hear, we having an issue with shoplifting. What she got? So what? How that got?
I looked at that video too.
Yeah.
I was like, interesting.
Very interesting. But you know what? They don't know that she knew somebody. You know what I mean? So I have an idea that I'm going to bring to the table. So certain people on Facebook has denied not to shop at Dillard's no more. You know, they tore up their credit cards. But I'm going to convince them that we're going to have a peaceful rally, that we're going to go up to Dillard's. We're going to all have our Dillard's card, put it on the counter, and walk away. John Drummond, my chief of staff.
Y'all gonna cut them up first, please?
Cut them up.
Okay.
Cut them up.
Let's say you know the vote. Cut it up first.
Yeah, cut them up. But we have to set an example. Yeah. Because Bianca, you know, Franklin Park has been issues for a while. You know, and John Drummond, my chief of staff, is gonna meet us in Lima. You know. No, actually, he's from Dayton, Ohio. We live in Columbus, but he's going to meet. He want to see his New Order family in Atlanta. Okay. He come down there, and so it's going to be a wonderful thing. So we're killing two birds at one time. You know, so we're going to go speak in Lima, but Toledo, they're on alert. I'm on my way. July 4th, well, actually July 5th, we're on our way. You know, so like it or not, controversy is coming. But sometimes you need that, Bianca, seriously, because
what does
Mayor
Bell say? Don't be a rock.
And there's a lot of people
just laying around.
They're just laying around. There's no reason why we're getting phone calls from Toledo on a daily basis. Like the young man was accused of murder. Remember that situation, Tyler Jones?
Lightly, I don't remember all what happened around that
situation.
He
did get arrested, but they had the wrong person. Phone calls being made. Next thing I know, the girlfriend of him, charge was dropped for murder. But now they're trying to hold him from something else. You know, but when you've been in the system and they know you have been doing some things, they try to get you for anything. Oh, we just gonna arrest Tyler Jones.
Crazy.
But he got charges was dropped. Breaking news. Toledo, Ohio, we're coming. I'm tired. You know, but too much. But on a serious note, which it is serious, I just thank God of what's been going on and the crew that we have, not we have, that God has assembled. It's the dream team. I'm calling New Order the dream team because there's so much talent going on. You know, members come and go, but my human rights department,
that always happens. Right, you got people that come and go.
This is serious.
You're trying to get the right mix. Once you get the right mix,
this is serious.
You know, that's every business. We got some more comments. If I get my intern to scroll down on the right hand side so I can see what else we got popping up here. Scroll down. Dave Thomas is crazy. He said, stop scrolling. Book him a show in Toledo. See how it? All right, y'all. Dave Thomas, a minute large. You know, we looking for a show. He wants to roll up there. You know he's from Ohio anyway.
Who's that?
Dave Thomas.
Now, who is he?
What? R&B? I'm going to have to educate you. You're probably going to be like, what?
I'm sorry.
And
I got so much focus on the problems that's going on. You know, I guess I'm one minded.
Scroll down, sir. Scroll down. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to see.
He's tuning in. Huh?
Yes, he is.
I'm sorry, Dan. Maybe I need to do some research. Because there's a lot of people come from Toledo.
Yeah, it is.
Now, he's from Toledo?
No. He's from, I don't know what that is. LeBron is going home. He ain't going home.
So when I go home, I'm going to have my Michigan shirt on. You know that, right?
Don't start no mess. Don't start no mess.
You know that, right?
Don't start no mess with me.
You know, how far are we from the state line?
Well, you got to start mess, though. That war was fought and won years ago. Toledo is part of Ohio. Michigan lost.
Right.
They lost. Right. You know, but Dave Tolliver comes from that whole Gerald Rose, the OJs. Okay. You know, Gerald Rose was his manager.
Matter of fact, I was with Keith Sweat, one of his backup singers the other day. Yeah, I forgot his name, but I'm starting to connect with some powerful people here in Atlanta. You know, because now they know that this is serious.
Yes, serious.
You know, because if it wasn't for Dr. King, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, they wouldn't be where they're here today. So I tell them, people, hey, you might be with Keith Sweat and all that, but if it wasn't for the people that died, blood and their own shed and things like that or whatever, we wouldn't be here. Right. So that's my mentality right now. That's why I stay focused. You know, that's why I was telling my New Order family that I've been in. If I'm the last one standing, I'm the last one because I went through the church and house put on fire. What's going on? You know, I've been there and done that. So this is serious work, especially when you start affecting their money. MONEY, green money.
Don't got a problem with that. Be careful now.
That's right. You
can make that money.
Oh well. They promise tomorrow. Why not go down and fight? Seriously.
I feel you.
Jokes aside, this is serious because if we don't stand up and have our own or whatever, things like this is going to keep happening. It's a setup. It's a setup.
Yes, it is.
You know, so
keep it locked right here on the Bianca Burwell Show. We'll be back after this because y'all doing just an outstanding job together, man.
Oh my God.
Keep it locked right here on the Bianca Burwell Show. Cosmetologist, 4405 Rockridge Road, Stone Georgia. Make sure you go over and check her out. Relaxes, cuts, weaves, updos, and more. 404-389-0955. That is the salon number. Again, Deborah Allure, Master Cosmetologist. Make sure you tune in every Sunday morning for Sunday morning inspiration right here on TheBeatDropsRadio.com starting at 9 a.m. Again, every Sunday morning inspiration right here on The Beat Drops Radio, 9 a.m. Make sure you tune in. Download the TuneIn app so you can take it wherever you go. In the app, right here on the station, streamer radio, we are available. Make sure you get that inspiration that you need. You are tuned into the Gerald Rose Show on the Beat Drops Radio, your top 45 and R&B station, New Beat of Atlanta, also on 93.1 FM in Toledo, Ohio. And I have my special guest, in-studio guest, Gerald Rose, the CEO and founder of New Order, National Human Rights Organization. I appreciate you stopping by today.
Oh, it's been real.
Yeah,
I love coming every second and fourth Wednesday. I really like coming in to kind of update the community, not just locally, but man, you all over the place, Bianca. We talking about what? Argentina, Europe, Italy, where else?
Yep, Bangladesh. They done tuned in and hung with us for a while.
Wow, that's a blessing.
Yeah, that's hot.
And you don't even know what, a year?
A year.
Wow.
Yeah, we're rocking this out.
Okay, you're doing something good. I need to be doing what you're doing.
But we're doing it together.
That's true. That's true.
You know, that's what we're doing.
That's true.
And also, those who are wanting a show on the station, we are accepting pitches right now. So all you got to do is just go to TheBeatDropsRadio.com and under the contact tab, just type your information in, links and all that, website, contact, so I know exactly what's what.
Okay.
And you never know, we might get a show. Matter of fact, Dave Tolliver.
Dave!
July the 2nd, him and his crew, Sean and Jay Millie, Full Belly Radio will be on Wednesdays from 7 to 9 p.m.
So David, we need to try to get. I know he live in Atlanta, but he try to get us in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Come on, Dave. Let's get New Order in Cleveland.
I know he's still watching. Too.
That's cool. That's cool.
You know, so yeah, I love giving a platform and giving people an opportunity to get out there, especially on a positive platform, not something where as soon as you tuned in, you're gonna get cussed out the first 2 minutes.
Right. Let me just say the fact. When is the next time I'm scheduled? I might be in Ohio.
Might be in Ohio.
Check in date.
Let me see.
Mary Bell can't make it in now because he gonna be with me and Derek Henderson.
July 9th.
Will I be back? Somebody be here. Somebody from New Order gonna be here.
Representation in here. I appreciate it.
We might get locked up one day fighting for people right. Somebody gonna be here.
Somebody we can't make it. We in the county. And we're like, Let me say this too real quick before you give us the information.
Okay.
I always try to give y'all a couple of updates and things that's going on. Apparently, Whole Foods, which is a organic grocery store that I do go to along with a few others, but apparently out in LA they've been doing some stuff. They were ripping off customers, and they have agreed to pay $800,000 settlement for ripping off some of the customers. They are failing to deduct the weight of containers and ringing up charges and self-serve foods at the salad bar and hot bar, giving less weight than the amount stated on the label. And you get stuff like, give me a pound of, they were giving less than that. So basically they now, for those of people that's keeping track, $800,000 settlement is somewhere along the lines of what it would cost to buy 50,000 pounds of sockeye salmon fillet, or maybe 32,000 pounds of chocolate-dipped orange peels at Whole Foods. So they're going to settle.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, it is. You got to keep, folks. We're already paying a lot of money as it is to shop and get foods that healthy for us. So that's just absolutely crazy. They're trying to take advantage. But before we get out of here, how can people get in contact and all that?
Contact New Order at 1-800-346-5138, or you can visit our website at www.nonhro.org. follow us on Facebook at New Order National Human Rights Organization. I want to give a shout out to our marketing director, Miss Faith Holston, for doing a wonderful job on promoting. You know, it's just everybody is just on point. You know, so I just love my New Order family. You know, so I guess till next time, like I said, I think I'll be here on the schedule July 9th.
All right, July 9th.
I'm not to do it from Ohio. Well, we can't do no call-in radio. You want me here? Now I got to go fight traffic to the listeners of the Beats Drop Radio. I'm about to leave at 5 o'clock. I ain't going to get home to 8 o'clock tonight.
But you got a nice dinner waiting for you.
Oh, yeah, pork chops. Better leave that alone, though.
Yeah, ease up just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's all right every now and then. What you talking about? Something? Yeah, I got high blood pressure. Lord, they make it
runs in the family too.
You gotta watch it.
That's true.
And make sure you eat.
I'm craving pork chops today. I don't know what it is.
I haven't had pork chops in a while. It's gonna be.
I don't eat it that much.
I eat a lot of chicken and fish.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm chunked up. This is ridiculous. Y'all see this? Right now, PSA, lose weight. It's crazy.
Right.
It's hot outside too. It's ridiculous.
That's right. But on a serious note, thanks for the opportunity to come in to kind of update the community what's going on.
Oh yeah, definitely. We appreciate you all. If you haven't done it already, please go to TheBeatDropsRadio.com and you will see the F at the top of Facebook. Click on that so you can like our Facebook page, and don't be afraid to share that with other people. You can suggest that. Follow us on Twitter at BeatDropsRadio. Also, my Instagram handle is Bianca_Burwell. Again, Bianca_Burwell. That is the Instagram handle. Indie artists that are looking to submit their music to get spins, because we are a legitimate station. We do pay our station fees and have a legitimate license. Make sure that you submit the music. You can do that right on the website. You can go to TheBeatDropsRadio.com. Right in the top right, you'll see submit your music. You can do that right there. It's a nominal fee for a submission fee, and we might feature you on New Music Monday. Never know. So, right here on the Beat Drops Radio, we'll see you on tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. Jeez.
Throwback Thursday.
Yeah, the week is going by real quick. So tell all your friends, tell 10 friends, tell them all to tune in tomorrow, 3 to 5 p.m. We'll catch you then.
That was a good show, wasn't it?